In studio with me, Mr. Hilton Peterson. He's, of course, the founder and leader and set man and everything of the Jesus Collective, of course. And then in studio, introducing to you to the CCFm listeners, I've got Mr. Michael Bethany in studio. We heard him for the first time on the radio yesterday, and you guys loved it. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I've got this lady in studio. I don't think she needs any introduction, but I'm going to do it nonetheless. And I'm talking about Erika Campbell in studio with us and looking so radiant here, bringing the sunshine into the studio. Welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So glad to be here.
It's good to have you. And of course, not forgetting you got your better half.
My better half, yes.
Yeah, he's in the studio. And I reckon to you, he's in the back. And maybe you must just come into the shot very quickly next to Erika on the one side here, just to come say hello to us.
The camera's here.
Come over here. You right there.
Yes.
I've got you right there. We're talking about Mr. Warryn Campbell.
Yay.
And I wanted to sort something out with him off air. I asked him the question, do they often ask you if you look a little bit, or it's the other way around, does William McDowell look like you?
All the time. All the time.
Yes.
I once saw on a documentary, or it was a series where Erika and Tina was involved, and I looked at Warryn and I thought, something's not right here. Is that not William? But anyway, we'll sort that out a little bit later. But for now, in the studio, like I said, we've got great folks in the studio, and I want to get off this conversation started off quickly with Hilton. And Hilton is well known to our listeners here and to the Cape Town public, and they've been doing fantastic work, not just in terms of the music they produce, but in terms of ministry in the city. And Hilton, welcome to you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you to the listeners.
And what are you doing here today? Speak to us.
What am I doing here today?
Yeah, why are you here?
We're here because obviously we are coming to announce the listening session for tonight with Erika Campbell and Michael Bethany. They're doing something phenomenal. I also had the idea of Michael also just helping worship leaders with a small workshop.
Wow.
And then we're trying to do that tonight at our Hotel Verdi.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock, we'll be partnering with CCFm. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm here tonight.
I never noticed that you got that baritone type of voice. Never noticed before. Erika, maybe you got to do something here with this guy. And before I get to Erika, I just mentioned earlier, yesterday I had the privilege of playing for the very first time one of Michael's songs. And the people enjoyed that day. It was during the worship encounter, and it just slotted in very nicely. So welcome to you. Welcome to Cape Town, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this looks like a short and sweet type of guy over there, but we're gonna get the juice on you. And we're gonna get into a couple of your songs as well. But also we're gonna be talking about this listening session. So I want to let you know this thing is not a paid event. This is, of course, by invite only. And when you go to these listening sessions, it's just so much intimate, and the artists or the worshippers, they get to express some things that maybe at other times they don't do. And so I've got the rose amongst all of these songs here in the studio. We're talking about Erika Campbell, yeah, of course. And I don't know how to put this, because we know you now as Erika Campbell, that's as a solo artist, of course, but a lot of people would know you as part of Mary Mary.
Yeah,
and,
I'm still in Mary.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see the other Mary here. So,
No, she's not here.
So
Still at the cross.
And also, I didn't know how to put it, because you're the older one of the two Marys, of course,
Yes.
and I'm going to be very delicate when I speak to the ladies in regards to all of this. But it's good to have you here. Good to have you here. And I told you off air that now we're ready for new music. We're ready to new things. And why don't you also tell us a little bit more about that? But let's get into where it all started for you. And in Cape Town, you are an institution, I think, in South Africa, and not just in the gospel industry, but even in secular. That song, Very song, shackles everywhere, to the club, everywhere. I say, let it play on, let it play on everywhere.
Absolutely.
But you're very iconic here in Cape Town, and like I said, good to have you here. But where did it all start for you and your sister, of course?
At church and in my home, my mother and father sang, and we were always in the church choir. We actually didn't start out as a group. And I met Warryn when I was 23 and he was 20. And we were like, oh, we make up songs. We weren't even calling ourselves songwriters because we were not like a real group. We didn't have a group name. She just had a friend. Her best friend's name was Erica, and that Erica wasn't there, and we happened to sing together. And we were like, that was pretty good. So by the time we met Warryn and we were playing songs that we had been recording in the bathroom on tape recorders and things like that, he said, you guys should become a group. And, it just evolved into what it has become now. Us writing and singing songs and sharing them with the world. And our agenda was always to share it with the world. I remember when we got signed and we were at the label and they said, who do you feel like your audience is? And we said, the world. And they kind of chuckled like, oh, is this gospel? You just want to sing for church people? Do you just want to sing for Black people? We said, no, everybody, anybody that breathes, I want them to hear this music. And the fact that the song did exactly what we asked, I believe we sent a message to heaven. I believe we were prophesying over our lives, and God did actually what he does exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask, think, or imagine. So when I hear people tell me the stories of shackles, dancing, praise dancing, it's always amazing, but it makes me say, God, I thank you.
And I think you've hit the brief, of course, in terms of what you started out. And I must tell you something also. In Cape Town, we're going to remix your song and we're going to do something about it.
I like it.
And we've done it plenty times,
Yes.
of course. And we're going to get into new music. But I also want to bring in Mr. Michael Bethany. And sure, good to have you here. Yesterday was the first time I played your song. I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
A lot of other people enjoyed it as well. So how's the connection here with Erica and with the Jesus Collective?
It's so cool. For one, I love hanging out with my new friends at Jesus Collective. Amazing relationship. We actually connected on social media.
Yeah.
So there's a blessing in the DM. Everybody's looking for a connection.
Yeah.
But Hilton reached out and we just connected and became fast friends. We Zoomed and started talking and got, connected. And it was incredible because he told me that Warryn was going to be involved, and Warren's a friend of mine as well. I know Erica, and I've been around them, hung out with them, been to their homes. So I was like, this is going to be exciting. We all go good to get together and hang out in South Africa.
Yeah.
And so the trip has been amazing. We worked on a project here together, and it was phenomenal. Live recording last Thursday, and it was amazing. I can't wait for it to release. I know we got to wait. But when it comes out, I believe it's going to be a tremendous blessing, not only to South Africa, but to the world as well.
Love that. And of course, we're excited to be playing more of your music. I'll do that a little bit later as well. And Hilton,
So,
I think you guys have done remarkably well in terms of the Jesus Collective. We started out and we had a tremendous time when we were all gathered at Grand West. That was amazing. Some of the songs
yes.
I still love to play. My favorites, I can't say because all of them are my favorites because I'm going to out myself. But of course, I like Schle and I like Ntokozo, those worship songs there. The people love it, as well. But in your wildest dreams, we've had this conversation before in terms of your testimony and what you want to do in terms of taking the gospel to the people that ordinarily wouldn't have access. But now we're leveling up here and we're getting the likes of your international artists here involved as well. And there's no end to this vision. There's no end to where the Jesus Collective can expand to. So how's that for you? How have you found this experience?
I think we had an hour-long conversation last night in the loft, in the lobby, me and Michael, and as we went to bed. And I was just speaking about, how even with the Jesus Collective, how it started. It was just to go out and bring it to my region. I was saying to Erica last night at the restaurant, I said that obedience is not for understanding, but it's for execution. So I think as I executed, God just opened up different avenues. And I was just sitting last night, this morning, we had breakfast. I drove all the way to Nompo and Max, and I said, for me, it's a part where, do you realize who you had dinner with last night? And so that is one of the things how God says, if he orders our steps, and so it's not a thing that all of it. I think we were just now saying downstairs, like this is just Yahweh.
Yeah.
If you ever doubt, if I've ever
It's
doubted,
divine.
this is divine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people say this, like when people have these kind of openings, it's never an idea of collective going out, but I think it's thing where God has an idea for this, but the idea still remains with the people. It's still, my idea doesn't change, my mandate doesn't change. It still remains with the people, God's people of going to save the lost. And if God wants people, again, it's still nothing has changed. It's just now we were blessed by the rose, like said to come onto the stage, Erika, the other night, and just to she's on holiday, and so
Yeah, I'm just a tag along.
Yeah,
This is my
she's-
husband's trip. I
Yeah.
didn't talk to him. I didn't meet him until we came here. I was
Yeah.
just coming with my husband. So to be able
So
to
that's
meet these
basically
amazing
that's
people.
and again that's God, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
always been my pet, and God just opens doors. I meet up with someone, and
Yeah.
then God opens up another door. I met their sister, Erika's sister. God opened this door. Me and Mike were speaking on DM, and here we
Sometimes
sitting
these
today.
DMs do work. Sometimes you can shoot your shot in there. It does work.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, Dave.
Yeah, and I want to talk about somebody's lookalike. I want to bring him in because behind every strong woman,
Yeah.
a strong artist, there's a strong producer as well. And I want to bring Warryn into the conversation quickly. And just tell us how it is to work with your wife, first and foremost, and as well as the sister, as Mary, and all of those things. How's it being involved with all of that?
I mean, it's an amazing thing. We have a great chemistry. We are family. You know, this is my wife, and she's not my sister-in-law. She's my sister. Like blood couldn't make us any closer. So it's just working with family. It's like, you know, working with people you grew up with every day. It's just like if you have siblings, you know, you get along. Sometimes you fight. Sometimes you get along. Sometimes you fight. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But we have this God-given chemistry, and it's just been incredible because you know it's not us. It's like the Holy Spirit working through us, the creativity. I couldn't tell you that we write these songs. I say it this way. I say God writes these songs. I just take dictation, and you know, it's kind of like a download. And it's been a blessing. It's been a great ride to see what he does. I take zero credit. It's all him.
Yeah, and some of the producers, they don't always say that, but it's great. It's great to hear that producers can be in the background and make those who need to be upfront shine. And I must say, often I would say, I have bucket list interviews, but I don't call it that anymore because I get worried because, you know, when you take stuff off your bucket list, it means you're closer
You
to.
going?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Have the bucket list.
So now I don't say that anymore. I say I've got a dream come true
Yes.
interview. So half of it. So I'll take it. I'll take it off half of it because I need the other half to be with me in studio. But for me, it's exciting to hear that you are still excited about producing music. Often people can become very jaded. You know, it's not always the thing about we get to experience the other side of the content. And how is that still for you? Are you still in love with the process? Are you still in love with sharing Jesus with the world?
1,000%. 1,000%. And I understand why people get jaded. It is not easy to be in this industry. It is not easy to be in ministry. You know, some people receive you, some people do not. You know, fame and fortune don't always go together. And so managing all that God has called you to requires a sincere yes to what he's called you to. I genuinely love music. I'm a fan of music. I still listen to a lot of my gospel artist friends. I go to the concerts. I was so excited to be at the Jesus Collective event and listen to these amazing South African singers.
Yes.
Oh my God. And when I met Claire, I said, can you be my cousin? Can you come back to California with me? She's so talented. It was an amazing thing. And those are the things that keep me excited about making music, because there's always a story. There's always a soul. There's always someone that needs to be directed to Jesus. There's always a believer that needs more encouragement, because the enemy is always fighting us. So we have to be intentional about putting Jesus in the music, putting him back where he belongs, not making it about us, because yes, we will go through. People will not always like you. The industry is what it is, no matter what part of the world you're in. It's not always fair, but I didn't get into it for that in the first place. I got into it to serve Jesus. So if I take a little adversity, I'm strong enough to handle it. I just keep going, keep writing, keep singing.
And I love that. And I'm pretty sure that some of our amazing artists in the city that's listening now would take a lot of just a lot of belief out of this whole thing for themselves. And we know it's not often easy in the, as we call it, the gospel industry. But we're going to get back to this listening session. And I told the people, you got to enter to stand a chance of just being in that session. What can we expect?
Oh my God. It's called the Love Album. And God has done so much for me, to me, and through me because of his love. It's called I Love You. It's because I have so much that I want to share with people. God is he's just transformed me, man. And I can't wait to share it with people, because I think that we're in love with Jesus, but we lose hope you know, you go to church, but you don't really believe, you know, and it's kind of this fragmented version of love, but love is full and complete. It's lacking nothing and missing nothing when it's God's and his design.
Right.
And so I wanted to sing about it and say it over and over, because sometimes you have to hear it that much. So you will hear I love you over and over in a bunch of different songs. There's redemption on the record. There's salvation on the record. There is honesty. There's even brokenness on the record. And it's a little churchy, it's a little vibey and cool. There's a little traditional there. So it's a great mix of songs, but it all directs you to I love you. Us saying that to God, saying it to ourselves, and then saying it to one another.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes we love God, but then we say things like, but I don't like his people. Well, his word doesn't tell us that. It says love your neighbor as you love yourself. Right. And I always tell people, God didn't tell us to trust people. He told us to trust him.
Amen.
So if we trust him, we love him and we love his people. As we love his people, then the non-believers say, I want to get in on this love thing. So that's what I'm hoping to really spread with this record.
So if you're watching via Facebook and as well as YouTube, I want some hearts on the screen. I can't see it on my StreamYard, but I'm pretty sure on Facebook as well as YouTube. Show some love to Erica, show some love to Michael and to Warryn, as well as to Hilton. I want hearts.
And I have to give out a shout out to a super supporter, Leslie Southall, who is watching. When I tell you she supports me and Warryn and all my siblings. So hi, Leslie from South Africa. Thank you. I don't know what time it is in the States, but she's watching. So I just wanted to give her a shout out.
I just love it that this world is so small via the internet as well. So shout out to your friend over there. And like I said, I want arts on the screen, arts on WhatsApp as well, 0617981075. That's what you can do here on the WhatsApp line. Send that to us. Show us some love. Show Erica some love as well as Michael. Michael, your songs. I told you, you're not just going to sit over there.
His voice is amazing.
Exactly.
Amazing voice.
Did you just hear that from Erica Campbell?
Listen, I'm humbled and thank you. I'm receiving.
She said it.
Listen,
it's true.
that voice. It's crazy to listen to somebody that I've just loved and listened to and admired for so long say something like that about me. That's incredible.
Wow.
I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Okay.
It's all
It
true.
does.
So I'm just going from you to her. So I want to know, what's so great about his voice? What do you love about it?
The tone, the texture, the way he uses his voice, his range is amazing. And you combine that with this just exuberant joy that comes across that I feel like you want the audience to feel the joy of the Lord. It's not just like, oh, listen to me sing. And there's some people, you know, you hear them and it's like, oh, listen to me sing. I'm so good. It's not that at all. Like you literally are conveying the joy of the Lord when you sing, but then you're seriously singing. You know, everybody's gift is not the same. You got a top tier gift, my friend.
Well, thank you. That's huge.
What do you say after all of that?
You know, I don't know what I can say about that. But you know, thank you, Jesus. You know,
That's a good response.
I am grateful. I am grateful for the gift and all the investment that's gone in over the years. And as you talked about earlier, why some people get jaded over the years. You're talking about this. And I think if you don't get jaded, I think it's really about overcoming all the obstacles that come your way that try to stop you from moving forward. And all that stuff shows up in your voice. The sound in your voice is really a testimony of the victory of overcoming, of all the things you overcome.
Oh, that's good.
And so that's really what I feel like when I'm leading worship. I want people to not just hear the song, but have the experience that I've had with God, which is why the album Overflow is so important.
Yeah.
Overflow is really something from my heart. Every song is an expression of what God is doing, not just done, but what he's currently doing in my life.
Love it.
And I'm sharing those moments of intimacy with other people. So when you listen to this album, you're going to enter into my private space. Wow. So now it's me, God, and you.
Yeah.
And we all get to experience the grace of God together.
You see how he does that when you listen to my album. So he's telling you listeners, you must get his album, of course.
Yeah,
it's called Overflow.
Yeah.
It's called Overflow.
Overflow. Yeah.
I love that. And they've also got a song called Overflow on the album. And I just like the collaboration with the Jesus Collective there as well. And Hilton, where is the listening session taking place? Of course, those that don't have tickets can't come, but I'm just
careful. Yeah. It's at the Hotel Verdi, close to the airport. Yeah. Hotel Verdi. That's where we're at tonight.
I think I must cancel my plans.
Yeah.
You should come. You need to be there. You have to hear this music.
Sure, I'm sure some of my students are listening. Guys, I'm gonna miss you. I teach on a Tuesday, but I'm pretty sure we can make a plan. And I'm so excited the fact that you would come here also to invest. You spoke a little bit earlier about some of the worship leaders speaking into the Milton.
Yeah, so Michael is gonna do we just want to have a workshop for worship leaders as well, like the three of us or Warryn or whoever's there. I mean, we have these people right there now, so why don't we capitalize on that and just get, because there's we have this thing where when we sing about him, we want the light to be on us. So I just think there's a thing as worship leaders, we have to understand that we're just a vessel. It just needs to come in us and through us. And so I think having to speak with him now, I think that's what we have to learn. But that's what I was not learning. So I think it's just a way of just sharing it now with the rest of Cape Town for now, which is privilege, so that we can just have that and it's in our midst. And so if we can just get that so that we can move forward to a next level, I think God wants us to go into different chords when it comes to worship.
One of my favorite ladies in gospel music in Cape Town, I call her Dame Veronica Meyer, and she says, Pastor Bethany is such a blessing, and I'm glad that some of our worshippers are taking the impartation, and they are really great. And I'm glad that you guys get to see a little bit of what's in Cape Town. And Erika, I want to say to you that Jesus lives here, so obviously we'll have the heavenly
Mother
voices
City,
here
yes.
as well.
Amen.
Right, sorry?
This is the mother city.
Yeah,
This is
it's
where
the
Jesus
mother
was found.
city.
Jesus was found here.
He's actually from Africa, South Africa. In heaven, we speak Afrikaans. Bravo.
That's so funny.
But it's so amazing. I could have them in studio forever and a day, yeah. And it's just amazing that we can all speak the same language. You can come from different places, but where there is a unity, and we can really see that Jesus is in this room. You said it better, I think, Warryn, about not sister-in-law and sister this. Just your sister. We see each other like that. And for me, I thought, what was I going to ask Warryn and Erika, and as well as Michael and Hilton? And then I'm not one to get really flustered or nervous, whatever. But as the time came, I said, Lord, now what now? Because what am I going to do? But here's the one thing: is it just gave me the impression of real people in the studio, very authentic, and people that love the Lord. And you can't go wrong when you have all of that in one room. And I think for those of you coming tonight to Info Treat, we're so excited for the new album to drop. And sure, I was glad having you in studio. Beautiful having you here.
Absolutely, my honor to be here.
Great
Thank you
time.
so much.
Yeah, so I don't know which song I'm gonna play. I think I'm gonna give Warryn. Yeah. I'm gonna give Michael the opportunity. I'll play. I wanted to ask you actually about Feel Alright, because that song
Yes.
did very, very well here on our charts as well. What is it about that song that you were so excited about putting out?
I wanted to declare that we are blessed. You know, we just came out of the pandemic. A lot of people, financial issues, losing loved ones, and, still some people still deal with a lot of fear. I don't know if it happened here, but I know in the States it was a lot of dissension, even within the church after COVID. And so I just wanted to declare that we're blessed. We're still God's people. And if we get our eyes off of us and our differences and focus on Jesus, then we declare that we're blessed to the world, because we're supposed to be winning souls, right?
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be drawing people to Jesus. We can't do it if we're fighting. And so coming off of Positive, which was my song before this, I'm really big on what you say to yourself about yourself, and what you say to yourself about God. So this song is a declaration that we can declare over and over that we are blessed, we are loved, we are called, we are chosen, and the devil can't do nothing about it. And so I love this song. We can all dance to it and play it in the morning and get us going, or anytime you're feeling down, just put this song on, and I promise you it'll lift you just a little bit.
I think you're speaking the same language as the family here on Lunchtime Connect. Yesterday, I had them do an exercise with an alliteration, just speaking positively into themselves by using the first letter of their name, like Empowered Erika, it would be. And you're speaking the same thing. I said to them, it's by time that we need to speak positively into ourselves when we live the victorious life.
Amen.
We cannot speak negatively about us, because we need to show the likeness of our Father. And I love the response that I got yesterday when people started sending through what they thought of themselves. I said, say something positive about you. And I will say to you, say something to you about feeling all right, because it's okay not to be okay, but we're going to be all right.
Yes.
And Michael, a song called Ask Me Why. I don't know. Ask Me Why?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I hope you're ready to dance. You might
Okay.
have to. You're gonna have to take those headphones off because "Ask Me
Come
Why" is
on.
a dancing song. Yes, man, that's my testimony.
I just had to ask, eh?
Yeah.
And a lot of people showing you a lot of love here on the socials as well. And you can do the same still by seeing it on our WhatsApp line. But that's where we're going to conclude that. And I'm going to leave the last word to Hilton. Anything you still want to say?
No. Just I was saying to Erika this morning and Michael last night and Pastor Warren, I was just saying that it's such an honor to have them in our space. So, I mean, it just shows again God. Like, I mean, just the town that I'm from. I mean, if I was 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10, 12, 14, I would have never imagined. And
I think
just-
we're in the same WhatsApp group.
yeah. So for me, it's just I just wanna. I mean, for me, what I stand out here is what when God says He is. I mean, no one can say no.
Yeah.
You know. So when He says He's going to do this, there's nothing that no one can do. And I'm just grateful for them for just making themselves available out of their positions. I'm just very minute in this whole picture, but at the end of the day, you know, God is just grateful. You know, there was a prophet. This is just I'm just walking into the fulfillment. I'm just walking in my prophecy. I said that's another thing of people getting prophesied over, but you have to
Yes.
live it,
Yes.
or you have to live in your prophecy. And I can just see a prophecy spoken over my life coming to fulfillment. I will bring you before kings. I will bring you before great people. This is what it is, and I'm just thankful to the Lord for that
Sure.
opportunity.
We love South Africa.
Absolutely. Someone on Facebook said you sound like Barry White.
Oh,
That's literally a comment. Sounds like Barry White.
I didn't want to say it.
I don't want to say it. It's right here.
Marianne called it.
Marianne.
I was just going with the baritone voice, but I didn't want to go there. Just your final words, Michael.
Thank you for having us on, man, and playing this music. It's so important to have people like you that help represent us,
Yeah.
to let the people hear the music. And we know you often hear the word gatekeeper. I think that's a great word. And I'm thankful for people like you who are responsible, people of integrity that release music, that encourage people and give us a platform to share what God's given us. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate you, my friend.
Flesh and Bones didn't tell him that. Thank you so much for that. And before we get to Erika for the final word, let's bring in Mr. McDowell's lookalike. Or is it the other way around?
The other way around. I'm older. Listen, I just want to say thank you so much. People do not have to be nice.
Absolutely.
People
Yeah.
do not have to be accepting. And the fact that you guys support us, and we're from the States, we've never been here before, and
Yeah.
we get here and we feel like we are home.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is home. This is I landed in where Johannesburg, right? And I said, this is where they stole us from,
Yes.
and we're back home.
Yeah.
And I feel warm
Nkuseli.
here. I feel like I can just,
Yeah.
I feel home. And so I thank you guys for your open arms and reception. And Hilton has been amazing hosting us
Yeah.
Wow.
and just really
amazing host.
super generous.
Yeah.
And when he gets to LA, we're gonna make sure we show him a really good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we found him a new name here in South Africa.
And that is?
Nkusile.
Nkuseli.
Yes.
Yeah, Warryn means Nkusile.
Yeah.
What
He's
a-
very happy about this name.
So
I can see that.
He's
Nku.
very happy about Nku.
And we leave the final word to the lady. And seeing that you are at home, speak to your people.
God is so good. He's so faithful. He's so kind. And I mean, the song from 2001 says it perfectly. In the corners of my mind, I just can't seem to find a reason to believe that I can break free because I've been down for so long. Feel like all hope is gone. But as I lift my hands, I understand that I should praise you through my circumstance. Take the shackles off so we can praise him. And he's allowed me to do it all over the world. And I'm humbled and I'm grateful to play even new music, that I'm still here, that people are still loving this song. God is just so, so good. I wrote this on my wish list that I was making this new record. I was like, I want to go around the world. This was not in my plan. This was not my strategy. My team didn't put this together. I'm literally a tag along with my husband, and I've been blessed to sing in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, because I said, God, this is what I want to do. And he opened the door and then let me meet these amazing people
Sure.
and worship with them and experience them. Just God is so, so good. He always does it bigger and better than you could ever imagine, I think. So thank you. Thank you for playing it. Thank you for having us. And I can't wait for you guys to experience the I Love You album tonight at the listening event.
On that note, let's dance. Let's get into Mr. Michael Bethany with Ask Me Why. We will find out why he's asking us why. And it was great being in a company. Thanks so much, everybody, for being tuned in. You can also go re-watch this on YouTube and Facebook a little bit later. But for now, let's get into the stack of music by Mr. Michael Bethany. Ask Me Why, no how. With that, we're out. Bless you till later.
Found the love so amazing. If only